Coming at you live from Skeleton City. Today's video is on sugar diet versus the 1990s low-fat diet. So Cole's new thing is basically the 1990s bodybuilder diet, which is basically prioritizing lean protein before you ever eat any carbs. So it's still a carbohydrate-based diet, but just way more emphasis on protein. So this is a comment I read on his channel that I thought made a lot of sense. Of course, this current diet will work, as will many others, but Sugar Diet 1.5 hit the sweet spot of ease, effectiveness, and satisfaction. Eat only fruit, juices, sugar added for sugar bombs, etc. during the day to keep appetite at bay and to fuel activity, energy. Then, at dinner time, have a lean meat source with some starches and other carbs as desired. Fruit before bed, that was your best dietary discovery of all time. You remedied what was wrong with the idiot carnivore and the extremely stupid vegans. This new diet has been failing since the 90s because it is not sustainable. Sugar Diet 1.5 is extremely sustainable. You got thrown off by FGF21 geeks. Okay, so Sugar Diet 1.5 was basically fruit and sugar all day, and then at night, more like a tier 3 meal, like low fat with some protein and starch. So no starch and protein all day, and then add that at the end. And I agree with him. I think that diet, because you're just doing basically fruit all day, so you're getting a ton of energy, but you're eating a lot of, water-rich fruits that aren't super high in calories. And then at the end of the night, you're adding in that heavier starch with protein meal. And to me, this diet had the most adherence. And I know Cole's all about adherence. What he's promoting now, I mean, let's be real, Cole is an insane person. He will just have egg whites raw out of the container and Greek yogurt. Has anybody actually tasted what no-fat Greek yogurt tastes like? It basically tastes like chalk. But Cole is fine doing that because he's kind of like what I was saying the other day. He's a Terminator. You know what I mean? He's not eating for pleasure. He's eating strictly for, performance and a macronutrient profile. So he doesn't experience food noise like the common peasants that we all are. We're trying to eat for, a little bit of pleasure, and we're trying to be in a state of weight loss. I get that. But still, we want our food to taste a little better than, runny egg whites and chalk. So I think for the majority of his people, a bodybuilder's diet, it's a bodybuilder's diet for a reason, because bodybuilders are very rare. How many bodybuilders does anybody know in real life? Who's just gonna eat chicken, rice, and broccoli all day long? That's such a hardcore diet, and of course, it's gonna work. If you eat the way Cole's promoting now, which is basically prioritize protein first and then backfill with the carbs, if you eat like Cole is promoting, you're going to get lean. It's gonna work, but are you gonna stick to that long term? Probably not. So I think focusing the first half or the first 2/3 of the day on sugary sources, fruit, juice, keep you nice and satiated, give you lots of energy during the day. I think that's the best way to do it. And then at the end of the night, you go on that bodybuilder diet, the chicken, rice, broccoli at the end of the night, and it wraps everything up. You're not going to feel like you're restricted by only being tier 1 fruit, juice, sugar, vegetables all day. And you're not going to feel like you can have no fun just eating Greek yogurt and protein all day. So I think it's a balance between both, and I think he had found that with Sugar Diet 1.5, if that's what we're going to call it. I really do think that was the best of both worlds. And in the end, it doesn't really matter what Cole's promoting. Everybody can go back to that. It's basically tier 1 for breakfast and lunch, tier 3 for dinner. And to me, I think that could be a sustainable diet that most people could honestly eat for life. That's probably what I'm planning on doing. I'm never not planning on having a tier 1 breakfast. Fruit for breakfast is that's what I'll have till the day I die. I will always have fruit for breakfast. It's very light and refreshing, and it's just a great way to start the day. I don't need to start my day with protein first. And again, different strokes for different folks. If someone's a bodybuilder or something like that, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe fruit for breakfast just ain't gonna cut it for him. I don't know. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm just a skinny cyclist. So what would I know about eating the perfect diet for, some super jacked bodybuilder? But for me, and I think majority of the world that's not bodybuilders and not super into being like the largest, most muscular version of themselves, I think fruit for breakfast is a great meal for 99% of the world. So that's how I'm planning on eating for, you know, the foreseeable future. Let's put it that way. So yeah, Cole, come back to the Sugar Diet 1.5, 1990s low-fat bodybuilder diet. It's going to work for people that are hardcore and have a hardcore mentality and mindset and just view food as fuel, Terminator style. But for the rest of us, when you were pushing Sugar Diet 1.5, I think that's when your message had the farthest reach because it was the most relatable to the common folk like us. So yeah, great comment. I appreciate him for leaving that. And what do you guys think? Are you team 1990s bodybuilder diet or Sugar Diet 1.5? What do you say? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, my friends, stay bony.